everybody, it's Lori Broccoloni. I'm here at the Heath with no thrush formula. It's a powder, right?
It's a powdered thrush treatment, yes.
Okay.
So,
And go ahead and tell us about it.
So I'm on a mission right now to talk about these heel cracks. All heel cracks are made by thrush, and they shouldn't exist. They should look like this down here. It should be a dimple instead of a crack. So where that's relevant is everybody stops treating thrush right here. No more black goo in there, and so you think you're done. The problem is this crack is a wound into this tissue right here. So it's an open wound. And so tomorrow, on this guy, that new bacteria is going to go right back in that hole, and now you're in that thrush cycle. So when you have thrush 3 or 4 times a year, I guarantee you that he's got a heel crack.
My gelding's got that sometimes in the summer.
So
Cool.
In the summertime, it'll be interesting. This is a good picture right here. This is what's called sulcus thrush, and this happens a lot in the summertime, where, let me get the focus there.
There we go.
So what'll happen is the bacteria goes in there, and it goes dormant in the summer because it's too hot. All it takes, though, is for this horse to step in the water bucket slop over. The moisture goes in that heel, blooms, but it's too hot, so it never shows up in the clefts where you're expecting to see it. So it gets locked up in the heel. You can't see it, you can't smell it. All you know is that that horse is off, and you just can't. You think it's muscles and other stuff, when in fact it's a heel infection and he's walking on his toes. That's why he's off. So most folks will be using the blue-green stuff and the bleach and the peroxide and all that stuff we use for thrush. Those work, they do the job. The problem is that they are caustic, so they damage live tissue as well. And again, where that's important is if I put it down in that heel crack, it damages this tissue, which means I cannot get this to regrow.
Ah, okay. And so your products regenerate that?
It's able to allow it to regrow, so it's not caustic. And I don't know if you were able to see this. We'll show you how to put this on. So it is a powder, and this is a great example. You can glare, okay? Yeah. So even though my thrush pockets are here on the side, my actual breeding ground is inside that heel. So with the powder, you're going to do a normal clean out, and then you're going to lay that powder into all the clefts. And when I say into, literally get it into that heel crack. I need enough powder inside there that it's going to draw and pull that breeding ground out of there. The second important part is to brush it in. So now after I've done that, that powder is up underneath all the skin tags and all that ratty stuff on the frog, so it's going to draw and pull and do its job. It's going to knock down the active thrush like everybody else in 3 or 4 days. What I'm trying to get folks to do is to grunt and sweat through this process. This is normally between 20 and 50 days to regrow this heel, depending on how deep that crack is. Sometimes you'll see a crack that's all the way up into the cornet band. Grunt and sweat through that. I understand it's a hassle, but once you're here, now it's a dimple. Now nothing can get in there. And then finally, thrush is not curable, so it will return. So instead of waiting for it now, a beautiful dimple, I'm going to dust him once a week to be proactive. We have 60 horses. We dust every horse every Friday, no matter what, and it just keeps us out of that thrush cycle.
That's interesting to learn. That is fascinating. I didn't know that.
One other thing is, just so you know, it is great for scratches and rain rot, mud fever, with a different way of doing it. Actually, it's coming up on the video right here if you can see this. You don't wash. You don't wash and you don't pull scab. You just puff it on dry, gently work it into the skin, and that's all you do.
Cool.
So you don't, by removing those scabs and washing that leg, our philosophy is we keep washing that leg, giving the bacteria exactly what it wants, which is a warm, moist place to hide. So this is pretty good scratches on day 6 when we went to do this. Those scabs just sloughed off, baby skin underneath, and it was all finished.
Cool.
And it was 10 seconds a day.
Good.
You'll use the same thing for rain, same exact process.
Mm-hmm. So is this cost effective?
It is. So this bottle right here, which you'll buy at any store, it's at your Tractor Supply, it's everywhere. This is going to retail at about $15, and it's going to give you about 25 applications. So it goes a long way for being such a little bottle. And then the other one that you can buy at the store is this size right here, and that's about 60 applications for 28 bucks.
That's not bad.
So
And so dusting it once a week prevents it from coming.
prevents it, keeps you
Prevents
out
it.
of the thrush cycle versus, you know, using your bleach every
Yeah.
time you see that black
Right.
stuff. And by the time you actually see and smell thrush, it's been eating inside that crack for weeks. And so now that horse is walking on his toes. So if you have a sport horse and he's got a heel infection, he literally cannot do his job at 100% because he's walking on his toe. Regardless of how game that horse is, he's going to have an issue.
That's good to know. So your website is?
Website is nothrushshop, shop.com, and all of this information, including the videos, and it's a very informative website, so you can get on there.
So you guys know where to go, and he's got plenty here if you want to come down to the trade show if anybody's around. And thank you for giving an interview on it.
You come down to the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo.
Yay! Bye.
Bye.
That was really